Your child is crying, not just a little upset, full meltdown. They're on the floor, crying louder, refusing everything, and you feel it rising inside you. You've asked nicely, you've explained, you've repeated yourself again and again. Nothing is working, so your voice gets louder, stronger, sharper. And for a moment, it feels like the only way to be heard. But here's what most parents don't realize. That moment where you feel like yelling is the exact moment everything starts getting worse. Because the louder you get, the more overwhelmed your child becomes. And the more overwhelmed they become, the bigger the tantrum gets. So now you're stuck in a loop. More crying, more frustration, more pressure. And you walk away thinking, why does nothing work? Why does it always escalate like this? Now here's the part that might surprise you. In Japanese parenting philosophy, many parents handle these exact same moments without yelling, without turning it into a battle, without making the tantrum bigger. So what are they doing differently? Are their kids just calmer, more obedient? Not exactly, because what they understand, and most of us were never taught, is this. A tantrum is not a behavior problem. It's a nervous system problem. And once you see that, you stop trying to control the tantrum, and you start responding in a way that actually calms it down. In the next few minutes, you'll learn a simple technique rooted in Japanese parenting that can stop tantrums faster, without yelling, without power struggles. And once you understand this, you won't see tantrums the same way again. Let's break it down. Let's change how you see this moment, because right now, it looks like your child is ignoring you, being stubborn, pushing limits. But that's not what's actually happening. A tantrum is not your child misbehaving. It's your child overloading. That's a completely different problem. And it changes everything about how you respond. Because if it's misbehavior, you try to correct it. You set a consequence. You explain why it's wrong. But if it's overloaded, correction doesn't work. You need to regulate it. You need to bring the system back down first. And this is where most parents get stuck. Not because they don't care. Not because they're doing it wrong. But because nobody ever taught them this difference. We try to fix tantrums with more instructions, more logic, more pressure, and when that doesn't work, we try more of the same, louder, stricter, more controlled, but it never lands, because the tool doesn't match the problem. Here's what's actually happening inside your child's brain. Your child's brain has two main systems working at all times, the emotional brain and the thinking brain. The thinking brain is responsible for listening, understanding, self-control, problem solving. The emotional brain, it reacts. Fast, automatic, intense. Here's the key. In calm moments, these two systems work together. Your child can hear you, follow instructions, make sense of what you're saying. But in overwhelming moments, the emotional brain takes over completely. And when a tantrum starts, the thinking brain goes offline. Not partially offline, fully. That means your child literally cannot listen properly, follow instructions, calm themselves down on command. Not because they don't want to, because their brain is not capable at that moment. The circuitry that processes your words, your logic, your reasoning, it's not running. So when you walk over and say, "Stop crying, you're fine, nothing even happened," those words aren't landing the way you think they are. They're hitting a wall. And every extra word, every extra instruction, every raised voice is more input being pushed into a system that's already at capacity. So what happens? You repeat yourself, you get louder, you push harder, and your child gets more overwhelmed. The loop tightens, you increase pressure, their brain shuts down more, they react bigger, you push harder, and a small situation becomes a full meltdown. Not because your child is difficult, because the response is making the overload worse. This is where the approach from Japanese parenting philosophy flips everything on its head. Instead of asking, "How do I stop this tantrum?" they ask, "How do I reduce the overwhelm right now?" That one shift changes your entire response. Because now, you're not trying to control behavior, you're trying to calm the system behind it. And once the system calms, the behavior follows naturally. Now, here's the part that changes things for good. You cannot force a child out of a tantrum, but you can guide them through it. And you do that by regulating first, not correcting first, not explaining first. Regulating. Here's what that actually looks like, step by step. Step 1, pause your reaction. This is the hardest one. Because every instinct you have says to do something, say something, fix something. But the moment you feel the urge to raise your voice, pause, take one breath, because your reaction is either going to calm the moment or escalate it. That's how much power your response has. Step 2. Lower your energy, speak slower, softer, calmer than you feel. Your child's nervous system is scanning you constantly. They're not listening to your words at that moment, they're reading your state. Your energy is the signal, and when your energy drops, theirs starts to follow. It might feel strange, it might feel like nothing is happening, but underneath the surface, something is shifting. Step 3. Stay close, not controlling. Don't stand over them, don't cross your arms, don't move to the other side of the room. Get low, get near, not to fix it, not to manage it, just to be present. Because in that moment of overload, your presence is the most regulating thing in the room. Your child doesn't need to be corrected right now. They need to know they're not alone in this. Step 4. Use fewer words. This one trips up almost every parent, because we think more explanation means more understanding. But during a tantrum, the opposite is true. Fewer words, simpler language. I know, it's hard. I'm here. That's it. Not a lecture, not a reasoning session, just an anchor, something calm and steady for them to hold on to. Step 5. Let the wave pass. A tantrum is like a wave. It builds, it peaks, and it passes. You don't stop it instantly. You support your child as it moves through their system. If they cry for 4 minutes, stay present for all 4 minutes. Don't rush it. Don't pull away. Don't tell them to hurry up. Just stay. Because the wave passes faster when they're not fighting it alone. Your job at this moment is not to stop the tantrum immediately. Your job is to help your child come out of it safely, so that when the thinking brain comes back online, the first thing they feel is safe. Not ashamed, not scared, safe. And when you do this consistently, something powerful happens over time. The tantrums don't just end faster in the moment, they start happening less often altogether, because your child's brain is learning something new, how to regulate. Every time you stay calm while they're falling apart, you're teaching their nervous system what calm feels like. And over weeks and months, that lesson sticks. Here's what most people never realize. Your child borrows your nervous system. This isn't just a metaphor. It's how child development actually works. Young children don't have fully developed self-regulation yet. Their nervous system is still learning, and it learns by co-regulating with yours. If you are tense, they feel tension. If you are reactive, they react more. If you are calm, they begin to calm. Your child doesn't learn calm from your words. They learn it from your state, which is why yelling backfires every single time. Not because you're a bad parent, but because yelling doesn't calm the brain. It activates a threat, and a brain that's detecting a threat cannot regulate. It can only survive. Think about a moment when you were completely overwhelmed. Too much stress, too much pressure. Everything is piling up at once. Now, imagine someone yelling at you to calm down. Does that help? Or does everything in you clench tighter? Now, imagine someone staying calm, grounded, patient. Someone who doesn't match your chaos, but holds steady anyway. That changes everything. That's exactly what your child needs from you. Not perfection, not an endless well of patience, just steadiness, just enough calm to be the anchor when their storm gets too big. Your child is not trying to make your life harder. They are trying to handle a moment that feels genuinely too big for them. Their brain is overwhelmed. Their body is overwhelmed, and the only way they know how to express that right now is exactly what you're watching. They don't have the words, they don't have the tools, not yet. But you can give them those tools, not by stopping every tantrum immediately, but by showing them over and over again what it looks like to stay steady in a hard moment. That's the real lesson here. Not a trick, not a hack, a shift in how you see what's happening so you can show up differently when it counts. Tantrums are not something you eliminate overnight, but they are something you can understand. And once you understand them, you stop fighting your child and start helping them. You stop reacting to the behavior and start responding to the brain behind it. You don't stop tantrums by being louder. You stop them by being steadier. If this changes the way you see your child's tantrums, subscribe. Because next week I'm breaking down exactly how to handle meltdowns on school mornings. The ones that make you want to cancel the whole day. Same approach, different situation. And it's probably the one parents ask me about most. Before you go, drop a comment below. What's the one situation that triggers your child's tantrums most? I read every single one, and your answer might shape the next video.